They're doing the Great Rocket Power ending for some. We are riders. We're writers on a strike to stop writing episodes of Rocket Power. Mr. Enter is reviewing the friggin' New Zealand movie, so I'll be excited for that. Well, along with the funny joke about Tito wanting fucking, what's that shit called from Australia?
Vegemite?
Yeah, a Vegemite sandwich.
I like in the video game where the thieves steal all the sand on the beach.
That was pretty sick.
Quote unquote, there's still sand there.
Yeah, there is still sand there.
It's just slightly more rockier.
They stole enough sand for it to be an issue. Oh, sand's all shelly. It must be those shoobies stealing all the sand.
There's not enough sand!
Is this the cold open?
Yes, the
Oh
shoobies.
shit.
The shoobies are cold.
These damn shoebies are so cold, they don't wear. I get you be cold, you're wearing your shoes.
They walk one step into the New Zealand beach, and Tito says, "Whoa, a place that's entirely made of shoobies? This place sucks. I want to go home."
You like your Tito impression?
Like the ancient Hawaiians say, shoobies.
I'm sorry, that wasn't Tito. That was Raimundo. My bad.
Ancient Hawaiians say 2 for $20 at Applebee's.
Tito Jr., we get the 2 for $20.
Tito would never have such a radical accent.
A wise man once said, always practice forgiveness, but never pay full price for a late pizza.
Is that a real quote?
That's from Splinter.
I believed it.
Tito never pays full price for pizza.
A wise Hawaiian once said, "Don't tip your delivery driver. It's extra money you shouldn't have to spend."
A wise man, what ancient Hawaiians say, they don't come back and wait your table. Why do they get a tip? They're not waiting on me taking care of me.
As the ancient Hawaiians say, if it's not on retail, do not. Do not!
Oh boy.
As ancient Hawaiians say, you only legally have to tip 15%. And that's only if they do a good job.
As the ancient Hawaiians say, he who watches Kikassia gets his ass kicked, yeah.
As the ancient Hawaiians say, don't watch Kikassia.
As the ancient Hawaiians say, don't wash your hands.
Don't wash it. He just fucking makes up shit.
He's the cook at the restaurant.
Hey Tito, why don't you ever wash your hands? As the ancient Hawaiians say, not necessary.
Twirls the conch shell.
These babies are like a cast iron skillet.
It's all
You gotta keep the
flavor.
flavor.
It's all flavor, little one.
I've kept this Hawaiian seasoning all year.
It's like one of those Ren and Stimpy, like, gross ass real life drawings.
Once a year, I dip my hands in the ocean for a good wash.
Ooh, I love the salty feeling on my palms.
I rub oil all over my hands and put them in the oven at 450 degrees.
Burn it off.
And now they're non-stick. I don't have any skin texture in my hands.
The hands look like cast iron skillets and they taste like them too.
I make a mean hand burger.
Sticks his hands in the oven and pulls it out when they're done. Cooking on his bare hands.
Just scrapes his hands together and all the flakes go on a bun.
They sound like freaking steel wool. There's like
This is actually the worst thing we've ever talked about. This is so stupid.
Anyways, today's episode is Crash Bandicoot.
Whoa!
Whoa! Disclaimer!
Crossing the Line is not a show intended to bully or harass anyone. Do not go out of your way to find or mess with the authors featured on our podcast. They make what we do possible, and we love them. And you. Thanks. Enjoy.
Everyone's experience of Crash.
I fucking love Crash Bandicoot.
It was one of the first games I played on PS1. I don't know if I've ever beaten any of the games. Actually, yes, I loved Crash Nitro Kart on PS2. And I found out recently that I think that the new one includes some levels from that game as well.
It does.
It's pretty cool. Maybe I'll play that one eventually.
Yeah.
Remaster.
The new Nitro card looks really cool, and they keep adding a lot of like free stuff to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I did not. It was not part of the craze, but I just happened to own Nitro Kart and loved that game, even though it's a lesser played one.
I love Crash Bandicoot ever since I played Crash Bandicoot 2 on PS1, and I have a very large fastness for Twinsanity despite it being a faulty, buggy game.
Back when I was a kid and I didn't understand what console friggin' exclusivity was, I was looking for the closest thing to Sonic the Hedgehog on PS1. So I got Crash 1 and 2, and it was close enough. It was very charming and enjoyable.
Yeah, Crash has good character designs.
Oh god, the environments going back are so good for like PS1.
The environments, the music, yeah, like all the textures and stuff.
Oh,
Like they did a very good job making those characters pop.
Oh really?
Yeah. I've played the other ones off and on, mostly at friends' houses and stuff. The only one that I owned personally was Nitro Kart, but I probably played them all throughout the course of time.
You can play a small Norm in the new one.
Small Norm.
Yeah, look him up.
Okay.
My heart dropped for a second because I thought we were talking Norm of the damn North. I thought some really bad DLC dropped for the friggin' not Twinsanity, the Insane Trilogy.
Norm the Mime.
Yes, he's a disgusting little creature that shouldn't exist in Crash Bandicoot lore. But he's exclusively from like one of the racing games.
Oh, he can divide himself into two characters.
Yeah, Big Norm and Small Norm.
I see.
Oh god, those are scary.
They are. They're cursed. The racing games play very fun, or at least they look that fun. I don't think I've ever actually played a racing Crash Bandicoot game, but they have a lot of characters that are definitely out of world for Crash Bandicoot.
Very true.
Like, was Nitro Kart the one that had like the big green alien guy?
Yeah, that was the
Yeah.
main antagonist. Or wait, was he in that one too?
Well,
I know he was the main antagonist for Crash Team Racing, so I just heard a lot about it since then. But
no, that's nitrous oxide. There's like a really big, like green king guy that may be related to him. Again, I haven't played the racing games, so I don't really know the lore. But I know they're crazy.
Crash Nitro Kart main villain.
Small Norm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, him. Emperor
Yeah,
Velo.
okay.
He sucks.
I don't like him either, no.
I like how his introduction on the Wikipedia is Emperor Velo the 27th is a character. He sure is.
They just feel like Planet Sheen characters, and I hate it.
It reminds
Yeah.
me of a character. Yeah, it reminds me of the king guy. Oh.
Like him and the Norms and everything. But then like Dr. Cortex and Entropy and Ripperoo are all very cool, interesting designs. Ripperoo just wears pants. He's not cool, but he's interesting.
That Dingo Dial.
No, I was thinking of Dingo Dial. I don't know why I said Ripperoo. Ripperoo's cool.
Ripperoo, I like it.
He gets a degree in the second game.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's a genius.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Anyway, Steven, you wanted to go first because you felt bullied and battered last time.
Yeah, we ended up like taking both the ones I had, so I had to resort to my steamed hams.
That was so good to listen to in retrospect, knowing the whole steamed hams thing.
Yeah.
Because like listening to it, I only got it halfway through,
Mhm.
but then yeah.
Like as much as I was memed, I was shocked you guys didn't get it sooner. But like, yeah, it was
I
fun.
wasn't expecting it.
Yeah.
Yeah, who would have thought that Holly Blue and Yellow Diamond would be the perfect candidates for Steam Pan? Check out last episode, episode 42, Jimmy Neutron. No, Simpsons.
It's funny because like that's why I didn't make that my first choice. I thought it was too obvious.
And we're just stupid.
Nah,
You never expected.
Never expect a good ham.
especially steamed.
It's original diamond.
Yellow Diamond's so goddamn big. Seeing her in
Sitting at a
sitcoms.
tiny dinner table.
Fucking Holly Blues, just like Aurora Borealis in fucking space at their satellite.
Okay, Steven, begin your funny tale over there.
Crash Bandicoot was chilling out on the island. It was a pretty chill day for chilling, or so he chilled.
Honestly.
He had the strange urge to wet his weenie, but he was holding back. Coco was home from school today and he did.
He was holding back, don't worry about it.
And he didn't want to terrify Coco with his massive fucking cock.
That's what shorts are for.
Coco Bandicoot jumped onto him. Good morning, Oni-chan, she chirped chirpily as she thrusted a rectangular box into Crash's hand. Crash looked at it confused before gnawing on the side of it, expecting a chocolate nougat center. No, silly, it's a laptop. I got a new one, so I don't need my old one anymore.
Oh no!
Have fun, and it has a cat face. Crash gave his little sister a dirty fucking look.
Why? He just got a gift.
No, like a
Like a nefarious look.
yes. Like a I'm going to masturbate so hard look.
He was pissed as a snake on
Oh, never
Sunday.
mind.
He was pissed as a snake on Sunday to be shat out of his chocolate. He wanted a snack. He was too lazy. Coco left. He was alone. Sigh. Crash doesn't speak English. He only makes sounds. However, he does
Thank you
speak
for respecting the lore.
However, he does speak a mean Filipino.
That's funny.
He began to play with the computer and quickly learned C++.
Quickly.
That's like one of the hardest fucking languages.
He's so incompetent at opening like a browser. He has to code from scratch to do anything. And he's on fucking Linux.
Linux. Oh god.
Coco gave him her Linux because it sucked.
I don't like Ubuntu, Crash. He quickly learned C++ and coded his own fucking indie game. Crash, what are you doing? Aku Aku became interested in the device as large blocky colors scattered on the screen.
Crash, you've been on this computer for like 6 months. What's going on? He's learning C++ and then coding an entire game.
I hate to interrupt your mean gamer jam, Crash.
Oh, 72 hours to create a cool game about jumping, eh?
I'm making us a new fucking game because no other publisher will!
No.
I should preface this by saying this was from 2013.
Oh, okay.
Crash announced, however, he didn't actually say this because he only
Okay.
speaks China, so he made little sense. Crash, this game looks wonderful. You should enter the big indie tourney, Aku says. Crash does.
I love when they do that.
Crash wins the tourney. His indie game being the most pixely orgasmic due to the hot as fuck H-core sex scene between Pixel Crash and Pixel Tana. That's his furry fucking GF. I don't think she's in the series much, so I'm just letting you know here so you know he isn't fucking his sister yet! Oh god! Tiny Tiger was fucking furious. He had entered a state of menopause.
How?
It had been way too many games since Crash 3. He too had entered the contest under the alias Philip Fish and was enraged that his masterpiece, Fuzz 2, had lost the competition.
Do you guys get the reference?
I don't. What is that?
Do you remember the game Fez?
Oh, Fez,
It
yeah.
was made by a guy named Phil Fish who was really easily angered.
Oh.
And he got trolled
That's
so
very funny.
he got trolled so bad that he gave up on Fez 2.
That's very funny.
Yeah.
I was like, that name has got to be something. I was thinking like the PC game Fish. What's his name? Freddy Fish.
Alright. Crash Bandicoot, you dirty fat fucking homo! I challenge you to 1v1 me on RuneScape, you fat fuck! He demanded this challenge. As it was a challenge Crash could not deny. Crash couldn't deny the challenge. Crash began to play
Crash
RuneScape.
fucking loves his new laptop.
So far, he taught himself C++ and made a game that won a competition. Nothing else.
Tiny's barking up the wrong tree.
Phil Fish made Fez 2 and entered it and lost to Crash Bandicoot.
Crash, you've been on that laptop for like 30 fucking hours, man. You gonna take a break? Crunch obviously didn't know fuck all about how MLG Crash could be. He was a fucking moron. Crash wasn't stopping for shit. He had all the Monster Energy drinking Doritos he needed to climb to the top of the run escape food chain. He was going to mop the floor with his fucking piss before Tiny Tiger one-upped him in any fucking contest.
What is his bait with Tiny? He can't be better at him than anything.
Crash was a sore fucking loser and couldn't stand to lose anything, which is why he always won. Suddenly, Crash realized that he hadn't lost his virginity, even because of how he had not lost a thing. This had to be fixed. Crash could not bear the shame of going to the PvP arena, knowing he was lacking the spark of hot, horny hot dog sex. He needed to get his virtual cock into medieval virtual poo. Oh no!
He's a
gonna
virgin
find
in
He's
RuneScape.
gonna find a RuneScape girlfriend.
Yeah.
Crash was fucking pro by this point. It didn't take him long because he fucking cheated.
So do it.
How do you cheat in
It
RuneScape?
didn't take him long because he fucking cheated and bought his account off Craigslist.
That's great.
You didn't put any work in!
Tiny cannot be better than me.
He just buys an account on Craigslist.
Bought a membership. Pussy Pound Gamer 39 was a level 200 archer, and he was more than 200 times ready to be laid. But who would fuck his furry ass if they discovered his dark, true identity? He had to sneak it. Crash entered into high-level Wildy with his full D, dragon like a Ragan hard-on armor, because he knew that ladies love the D. He was gulping back his Saints flow like no tomorrow as he pressed on deeper and harder into the harsh, virtual, false, easy climate. His furry wang was becoming a furry bang as his excitement raged through cyberspace. Shazam! A female was ahead behind the tree. Crash's Willie did a 360 as he exclaimed.
A female.
Good. He approached swiftly, unsheathing his dagger and entering all-out combat. Pure Lover 229 wasn't going to know what hit her, but Crash would. It would be his penis.
How is Crash raping women in RuneScape?
He's in the wilderness where he can just attack anyone.
PvP.
Jesus
I see.
Christ. He knew it would be his penis. but she didn't. Crash attacked, poisoning her swiftly with his DDS++. She'd feel in agony. It seemed like she'd need to use the mage spell. Ice block surrounded Pussy Pound Gamer and Crash shrieked. He couldn't lose his one chance to fuck good. He got his shit together and fucked her up with some more mouse clicks. He couldn't wait till those clicks were engaging a moving penis through Pure Lover's vaginal inners. His eyes began to bounce up and down the hyperactive horn fuel as Pure Lover 229 begged for mercy. Crash loved it when they begged for mercy. Loved how it excited his penis.
Crash just got a RuneScape account.
Just bought it.
He sucked back some Saints Flow and shoved his face full of Doritos as he typed his demands.
Is that like the in-universe energy drink from Saints Row?
I don't know what that is. I'm not sure.
The video game.
It's
So
very
look up.
funny.
Yeah, like Saints Flow, I don't know.
I'll look it up.
Okay. Fuck me, and I will let you survive the D-Warrior Pussy Pound Gamer, he typed, to which she replied, ooh, with a tilde. What are you gonna do to me? I said, fuck me, he typed again. So she said, oh, okay, mister, but BRB, I need to piss. Crash was fucking angry. He didn't want to wait. He wanted his orange furry jizzy to stain his monitor now. But suddenly he heard the door of his sister's room open. He peeked out carefully.
He doesn't have a monitor. It's all one. It's all in one.
He peeked out carefully to see his sister quickly move in to use the washroom. The door locked with a click and Crash heard his rune game update. Okay, do whatever you want to me now, Mr. Stranger 3.
That's real.
It is from Saints
Oh,
Row.
that's so funny.
Yeah, it's a pre-order bonus for Saints Row 4.
That's so funny. God, Saints Row 4 came out that long ago.
Damn.
That is crazy.
Okay, do whatever you want to me now, Mr. Stranger 3, Pure Lover had typed in. Crash's cock suddenly fell limper than a helium balloon minus the helium. Sweet Christ, on Christmas, I'm fucking my goddamn sister!
No.
Chapter 2.
That was all chapter 1.
Crash was itching. He rash. Whomping Wumpa fruit, I am itching. Crash had decided that even though Pure Lover 69 was his sister, he would cyber with her anyways because Crash was a little
I missed all that subtext somehow.
Yeah, like she went offline just as his sister went to the bathroom and stuff.
Sorry, I was distracted.
Nah, I feel you.
The Saints Flow.
I was thinking about Saints Flow and how good it must be.
You should play Saints Row 2 and make a funny character.
Make Crash.
Do you have it?
I think I have it on PS3. You can re-download it.
Nice.
Crash.
Funny.
Crash had decided that even though Pure Lover 69 was his sister, he would cyber with her anyways, because Crash was a little fucked in the head and lacked many proper morals. Coco was screaming an orgasm in the other room. Crash was chewing bubblegum. Crash
smacking his big fucking lips.
Crash stuck the bubblegum to the bottom of his computer desk. Crash had trolled himself. Crash had a Half-Life 2 poster. His Steam game collection was massive and untouched, like his dick. Tiny Tiger was bored. Tiny was Tiger waiting for his challenger. Tiny was Tiger was poking some noobs who wandered too far into the wilderness. Where's Crash? I want to fight. Tiny was Tiger was bored. I'm bored.
It's so funny. Crash likes had a computer for some small amount of time, and he's already got like 1 million Steam games he hasn't played. And he's chewing gum, slapping it under his computer desk, being A freaking rambunctious gamer.
Eating Doritos.
While his sister screams and has orgasms in the next room and his eyes are just glazed over.
He can't even hunch at the computer because his body's naturally.
He's laying back in his chair but also hunching over at the same time.
He has no neck.
Yeah.
He is a Dorito.
Full body's his neck.
You remember it wasn't called Sonic Arse game.
Coco Bandicoot just had her first cyber-assisted orgasm and was in a big rush to go brag to her brother about it.
He's just gonna lazily move one eye over to her and say, huh, pretty cool.
Just slap gum in her hair.
He's gonna say like the deepest voice, lowest, laziest low he's ever said. Whoa.
Not too shabby.
When Coco opened Crash's bedroom door, she was surprised at what she saw. She saw it alright, the whole 9 out of 10 yards. It was Crash's My Little Pony collection, and he was stroking Pewdie Pony Pie with his massive fucking cock.
Okay.
Crash still had his RuneScape screen open, and Coco was able to see the truth. Wow! Yelled Crash as he awkwardly came all over Aku Aku.
No.
Awkwardly.
Poor Aku Aku.
Why is it okay if Aku Aku watches?
Wahoo, he said.
He lazily comes on Aku Aku's face.
Just pours out. He hasn't got Aku Aku under one of his feet. And
She just
pours
stepping
out.
on him, he's on the floor.
Crash, let me go.
Oh.
Coco, Crunch, help me.
Coco screamed in horror at what had just happened. Oh my gosh! Crash is freaking the fuck out. He just dosed so much heroin in his banded bloodstream. No! Sirius, come back! It's not like, fuck yeah, it is, but that's normal, okay? But it felt good, so stop whining, I'll kill you, you little whore!
This lazy slumpback gamer Crash is horrible.
She cursed him with that laptop. She exposed him to the internet.
He became a beatard.
Corrupted him so hard. Just threatened her to escape.
He bought drugs in the black market and found My Little Pony online.
Oh my god.
Do you think Crash Bandicoot can wear a shirt?
I'd always imagine like a deep V or something, like a jersey. Let's see. Crash ran outside. He was surrounded by a group of policemen under the command of Aku Aku, who was dripping wet.
Aku Aku called the cops. He has godly powers and he called the police.
In a civil suit.
Halt! Stop! Put your hands up! You're under arrest for fucking your sister coot over the Webicoot! Ah! It was him! Crash pointed to a mysterious figure. It was the annoying orange. It was him!
What is he, like on the ground?
Yeah, superimposed.
Hey! 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 Hey, Crash! Hey! Hey, Crash! Hey! Crash ate the orange and had explosive diarrhea. This was the perfect thing to distract the coppers and make his escape. Grr! That sick Bandicoot is annoying. Dr. Neopet's Cortex.
Grrr.
Good.
Dr. Neopet's Cortex is working on his latest invention. If he could complete the membership code generator. Oh god, that was a curveball. I got me.
Making a program to make bootleg membership.
Making a key gen.
Neo Cortex listening to like a Skid Row like music thing. He's trying to generate a key.
Paying $80 for Photoshop is too much.
I love the root sandstorm. If he could complete the membership code generator machine, he would not.
Of course.
Please crash. He would
must
not.
recover 25 keys, Crash.
You must recover my username and password, Crash.
He would never have to pay Jagex a single penny to enjoy all the members' features on RuneScape. However, he was also disgruntled by Crash cyber fucking his sister because it was Cortex who was in love with Coco. I will see to it someday that we are related, Bandicoot. But for now, I have my own plan.
Is he also gonna cyber with her?
Oh no. Cortex went to an internet cafe and
On Wumpa Island?
He needs an untraceable IP.
in hopes to find and hire an assassin.
Whoa.
Amongst all the people playing League of Legends, he found one person playing RuneScape, and it wasn't any old random person either. It was Cortex's old college roommate and former partner in crime, Dr. M. Dre.
So it's just Dr. Dre.
Who's Dr. Dre?
He's a rapper, hip hop man.
Oh, okay.
I'll play a song.
Beats by Dre.
Fucking rich man in this internet cafe.
And Dre.
You get the idea.
Yeah. Anyway, so let's see. Dre, my favorite doctor, I must ask a favor of you. Dr. Dre tilted his shades to look Cortex in the eyes.
This better be important, Neo. I got some castle wars to win.
Oh!
Dr. Dre in an internet cafe playing RuneScape.
With his shades on.
That's too funny.
Oh, but it is! It appears that Crash Bandicoot has been forcing his sister to cyber with him using his level 80 woodcutting. But you see, I stand no chance against fighting his account without a membership. And that's where you come in, Trey. If you could manage to somehow defeat the Bandicoot while talking down to him, then he might reconsider his life's value. Kill him!
And kill himself.
Jesus Christ. And to talk down to him. Oh my god.
So funny. Oh my god.
Nigga, that's just plain fucked up.
Why don't you just buy your own goddamn membership and kill him yourself? I'll give you these rare crystals. Send a Bandicoot. A Bandicoot. Band as in band. Chapter 3. The final chapter.
Dr. Dre is gonna freaking destroy Crash online.
In bad RuneScape PvP.
Oh god.
You just mash the mouse button.
Very much. Dr. Dre and Eminem were cruising in their lowriders trying to find that band of bastard. It was common knowledge by now that Crash was wanted in every state, sans the state of Michigan, because they just didn't give a fuck by now. The FBI had lost wind of him and were putting up posters just like in that one movie where the cops put up the posters of that one guy and the bounty hunters find him, except this time Dre and Emster were going to get her done. I think it was the Beavis and Butthead movie. Hey, how far there is it into Michigan? Eminem asked, his crusty red candy coating digging into his chocolatey backside. My shell is killing me. I can't wait to get out.
Oh,
It's the rapper. It's just him as a damn candy.
As an M&M.
God, my shell is killing me. I can't wait to get out of this rust bucket and grab some poon. Yo, man, you gotta keep it real. Cortex is paying us big dollar money for this real job, Dre responded, cranking the volume dial to 11 as the Gundam style flowed through the radio wave. This was 2013.
Just the Doppler effect on Gangnam Style as this old beater drives by.
He's just paying them in worthless crystals.
They have power.
Worthless power crystals.
Y'all turn left at this line, we be there soon. Crash, sure enough, was lurking in the slums of Detroit. Lurking. A pack.
Why? He was on the beach with his laptop before.
He's on the run from the police.
He is wanted in every state except Michigan.
A pack of friendly Rottweilers had taken him in as their cub, and he was prowling the dumpsters in search of used condom wrappers for nourishment, as all the spare change was being used to fund his 3G so he could get some RuneScape in.
Crash is still grinding RuneScape on the run. Should he run into Tiny?
Tiny's still waiting for him.
Tiny's still scoping out noobs in the forest.
Like just outside, like the beginning area.
Oh my god.
Just because he accidentally fucked his sister before didn't mean it had to happen again.
Accidentally.
I mean, there were at least 5 other women in this game. There's no way he was gonna let that mistake happen twice. No sisters, lol, he reminded himself.
Lol.
It took him about 4 men pretending to be chicks, selling his entire set of rare goodies to please them, and getting his ass virtually pounded to death by Tiny Tiger to make,
No, his one goal failed.
to make Crash realize that the virtual world of MMORPG was no good.
Okay, buddy.
Fuck Zima! He spun his laptop across the room with a spin as Crash does. Span attack his laptop. Oh my god. Crash stopped by GameStop, who stopped him and said, "Hey, stop. Stop in and stop your wallet down by the doorstop and buy some game." Crash bought the new Hatsune Miku Project Diva for his PS Triple. But they were sold out, so Crash really bought God of War Collection for $10 because it was all he had left.
Good find, Crash.
The whole collection? 1 and 2?
Rah, rah, rah. Kratos was mad. Crash plugged his ear holes. Wow, what the fuck? This replaced me? Why, Sega, I thought it was your Blur Man. Why you gotta be mature? I can fuck. Crash was getting fucking furious.
Getting angry at a video game?
All caps, Snoop Dogg approaches.
Oh no.
I hate this world where video games still exist, but Crash Bandicoot's a real life person. And all of his friends.
Sup, y'all, snigga-ligga, he says. Fuck you, Snoop! You aren't even by default! Crash rips Snoop Dogg's muzzle off to reveal the mane of a majestic lion. and Snoop line is created. Wow, Crash, thank you. Now I can smoke the weed as a respectable adult. Snoop line tells him. Fuck you! Crash says back he is not in the mood for Between the Lines and their bullshit.
He is not in the mood.
Crash ripped his face off.
There's the Between the Lines puppet. So he flipped the bird a little because he just took a piss and he needs to get that shit dry. Then he gives Snoop the finger and books his first place back to Japan to find his anime games.
Back to Japan?
Yeah. Crash was all out of cash, but he was able to make the difference to get on the plane because he found a very old friend in the airport terminal. Bro-sama, is that you? He had met Bro-sama Aladdin as his good buddy on the internet. They had shared a RuneScape beer together and were the best virtual buddies.
That's so funny.
Whoa,
Shared a RuneScape beer.
Whoa, Crash, hush, hush. I'm supposed to be dead, lol. I'm going to bomb the plane. Whoa, fuck no, man!
His first genuine whoa.
I need the plane to take me to Japan, he announces with fury.
No!
Fuck no!
He doesn't care about anything else. Like, I need to get to Japan. Don't blow up this plane.
Blow up any other plane, just not this one.
Wait till I'm till Japan. Then you can blow it up.
Hey, whoa, man, why you no say this any sooner? Good friend, I put you inside bomb and sneak you to the plane, and they put you in free of charge as my luggage. Instead of boom plane, we take you to Tokyo boom town, and you get boom big anime titty. Crash liked the sound of this plan, and the idea of big anime gave him a big erection. It was as it sounds, a solid deal, Crash announces, and they fly to Japan just as Dre and they arrive to see them fly away. Well, shit, how the fuck are we gonna chase them down now? Eminem had severe anger issues, possibly as a direct result of him being a piece of fucking candy. Bro, chill, yo, I got me a private jet, said Dre as he whipped out his iPhone 11. Yeah, man, give me JJ.
11.
All the while, Cortex had spent the day exploring his hairy yellow back door, waiting for his plans to unfold.
Gross.
I hate that.
Small body.
Waiting for his plans to unfold as he scrapped the small crumpets of shit from his buttocks and onto his long, bony fingernails. Boney M was there too, played with sweet Rasputin, and then he did the deed, to be continued, and that's the end.
Yay.
God.
I rate that story 1 or C++ out of Python.
I rate that story the same thing that Crash rated his own situation when Coco walked in on him jacking off to My Little Pony and doing heroin on top of Aku Aku, which was 9 out of 10.
I rate that an annoying orange decoy.
That did happen.
It was him, the annoying orange. Before he could even do anything, he ate him.
The annoying orange.
The annoying orange.
That was very good.
Not bad, not bad.
Let's see if this one is any better. That's a good segue. Give me one of those. Oh yeah.
Do you prefer Mike or Ike?
I mean, Mike's pretty cool, but Ike's got that snap, you know?
Remember when that was their advertisement campaign?
Mike or Ike.
Mm-hmm.
It's like which Twix do you prefer?
Candy is so crazy.
Gotta keep you interested somehow.
Welcome back to Candy Corner with Eli S.
What's the worst candy? What's the best candy? What's the least memorable candy? That is fine. Well, I'll tell you. The least memorable candy is Clark Bar, and now it's hard to find, but it's pretty good. It's also really heavy and really sweet and makes you feel bad after you eat it. That's what the best candies do. The most underrated candy is probably I can't even think of the name, so that proves my point.
Most underrated?
Yeah. What would you say is the most underrated candy?
Probably like not lemon heads, but like the full fruit medley of lemon heads.
Yeah.
Those are pretty cool.
That's a pretty good one. I can't think of the name. What are those orange candy sticks with like coconut on them?
Oh, cowtails?
No. It's it has like an old diner as like their logo.
Is it like a hard outer orange shell with peanut butter in the middle?
Yeah.
Chicken stick. Those are
Chicken
damn
stick.
good.
I love chicken sticks. Those are
Yeah.
underrated.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. Worst candy? I don't like malt, so I would say Whoppers. I just don't like Whoppers. It's a personal preference though.
I would have said good and plenty.
Objectively the worst? I guess I
Plenty.
really don't I don't dislike any candy, but black licorice is bad for you besides just being sugar. It's also just bad for you, so I guess that's a fine answer. And the best candy, I'm just gonna say is, I guess Snickers, because it has like chocolate, caramel, and peanuts, has all, and nougat, I think, whatever's in there.
Yeah, that's
It
good.
has like a good combination of all the candy things, and it also doesn't taste bad together. So, yeah.
Thanks for tuning in for this week's Candy Corner with Eli S.
Go try a Clark bar while you're out, unless you're allergic to coconut or peanuts.
What? You got
Sorry.
your things mixed up. You got
I
your
meant to say chicken
sticks and
stick.
your Clark bars mixed up.
Don't try a Clark bar. You won't be able to find it anyways.
Okay. Anyway. A 4-year-old Harry Potter panted slightly as he ran from his cousin, Dudley, and his friends. The 5 animal-esque children were playing one of their favorite games, known as Harry hunting. Naturally, it wasn't very fun for the 4-year-old in question. In fact, he quite hated it. Who would have thought
Sure.
that?
You're Crash Bandicoot, Harry.
Wait, he's 4 years old right now?
Yeah,
What were the other characters that were mentioned in the beginning?
Dudley and his friends.
He didn't know those characters yet. He's only 4.
No, he was brought up. Wait, yeah, he was brought to the Dursleys'
Oh.
step as a baby. Remember?
Dudley Dursley?
Yeah. Hagrid brought him in the little bag, and he put him on the thing.
I thought you said one of the people chasing him was like, never mind.
I went through Harry
No,
against the wall.
Harry's 4, and he's being chased by Dudley.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, Hagrid threw him onto the ground and said, "Go check the mail, bitch."
Hagrid threw him up in the air as far as he could and then said, I'll never see you again.
Hagrid alley-ooped him up to Dumbledore, but Dumbledore didn't make the play.
Hagrid gave him a wet willy and there was nothing his baby ass could do.
Hagrid's big finger couldn't fit in Harry's ear.
Exactly.
He's just pushing in his skull.
He just spat in his ear.
Anyway. The malnourished 4-year-old quickly hid behind a nearby rubbish bin and carefully watched as the group passed him by without a second thought before he realized something. There were only 4 in the group, so where was the 5th one? Hey! I found Potter! Harry heard from behind him. He turned and saw the smug, rat-like visage of Piers Polkiss, Dudley's second in command.
Ugh. 4-year-old rat.
Hawkus.
He felt panic arise in his chest as he felt a pair of chubby, grimy hands holding his left arm back, and another pair of arms, this one skinny and with fingers covered in snot, hold back his right arm. and a sneaker hit the back of his left knee. He saw his cousin waddle around him, and he stood in front of him. He wriggled around in their grasp, attempting to escape. "Turn around, Piers," Dudley ordered. The rat boy obliged, revealing he was wearing an old backpack. Dudley opened the backpack and pulled out a cracked, thin tree branch. What? Dudley smirked. "It's time for our prize for winning." Just as he pulled back for a swing, the grip on Harry's arm slackened enough for him to slide out and avoid the attack, which landed on one of his friends. The morbidly obese 4-year-old went for another swing towards Harry. Harry's fear triggered its magic, which protected its master in the only way it could instinctually perform at its current power level: take him as far away as possible from the danger. In this case, Dudley and his gang, and the elder Dursleys who neglected the poor child. And as Harry was rather powerful for his age, it would take him very far away.
Oh no.
The world around Harry twisted as he felt a pulling sensation in his stomach. In an instant after he disappeared, the stick went through when Harry was prior to teleporting. Insanity Beach, Insanity Island, the Wumpa Islands, August 5th, 1984.
Why 1984?
That's what Harry was for.
Okay.
When Harry opened his eyes, he first noticed that he was sitting on a bench. Secondly, he noticed that his feet were wet from the tide just barely reaching his ankles. Thirdly, he realized that he was lying next to an anthropomorphic Bandicoot wearing jeans and sneakers. The Bandicoot opened its eyes groggily before it stood up and spun incredibly fast, almost like a cartoon, before it noticed him. It tilted its head in confusion as it stared at the small child. Harry mirrored the confused action before the Bandicoot turned around and motioned for the child to follow, which he did curiously. The two walked past a trio of crates, which the Bandicoot jumped on until they broke, revealing a strange apple-like fruit in it. They continued for a bit until they came across a large crab and a box with an image of a mask on it. The orange marsupial spun into the crab, sending it flying away before he broke the mask box. The box contained a mask that looked identical to the image on the box. The mask began floating in front of the two. "Greetings, children," the mask began, causing Harry to look at it, startled and thinking,
"That's impossible. Masks don't talk or float either."
Crash slaps him in the back of the head and says, "So."
He spins and slaps him in the back of the head.
He rears back a 360 slap.
"I am Aku Aku," it continued, seemingly not notice the confused look on Harry's face. "I am a spirit linked to this mask, so I may help the survival of humanity for centuries to come. What are your names?" Aku Aku asked. The Bandicoot babbled incoherently, causing Aku Aku to hum. "Your name is Crash, is it? That's a fine name. And what is your name, child?" He said this while looking at Harry.
My name is Harry Potter, sir. It's nice to meet you."
Why did they make him 4 years old? That's so young. He could have been like 9 and still be a normal age for the storyline.
You'll see.
Okay.
"It's a pleasure to meet you as well, Harry."
Crash is gonna put his name in the goblet of fire.
He's gonna brand his name into Harry's behind.
You'll throw Harry in the goblet of fire.
Crash is gonna spin back the Avada Kedavra and
He saves.
like how Cortex shoots blasts at him, you spin it back.
He saves Cedric.
"It's a pleasure to meet you as well, Harry. Just a question. How old are you?" the mask inquired.
I'm Miss May.
Harry answered with,
"I'm 4, sir."
causing Aku Aku to look at him a bit strangely. "He's rather small for a 4-year-old. He looks more like a 2-year-old. He's also rather skinny, but he could just be naturally small. but the threadbare clothes suggest otherwise, Aku Aku thought. While staring at this boy, he immediately cut off this train of thought, not wanting to think about something like that.
Going in on this child.
Small, pathetic, weak, 2 years old.
You look like you're 2.
Well, that's nice. How old are you, Crash? He asked, causing Crash to
That's
make
a cursed
more
question.
incoherent noises.
You're much better than this child who is 2.
You must be at least 5.
Before Aku Aku nodded. 15, huh? Alright. Now, what are you both doing on this island? The only living people on this island are the tribesfolk that live near a waterfall. Crash made some noises, causing Aku Aku to raise his eyebrow in surprise. So, there's an evil scientist on an island near here, using his technology to create an army of superpowered animals to take over the world, and he has a friend of yours and your sister captive in the castle? The orange marsupial nodded, causing the mask to grimace. That's not good. We'll have to stop him. What about you, Harry?
Well, I was in my hometown in Surrey, in England, where the local bully, my cousin Dudley Dursley, was chasing me around the street with his friends.
Name drop that boy.
They had just caught me, and when I just appeared here.
I'll kill him for you, Harry, don't worry. Collect 2 more of me and we can be unstoppable.
Dudley who?
All I need is a name and a face, Harry.
Just let me get my Aku Aku book.
Harry becomes invincible and runs into Dudley and he pops. Harry explained, making the grimace on Aku Aku's face go a bit deeper. Well, we'll talk about that more later. Right now, we need to stop that Dr. Cortex and stop his evil plan. Let's go, you two! He exclaimed, and the trio set off on their journey. I could cut it off here, but fuck it! I want to write more for this chapter. Okay. Thank you, author. The trios trekked through the jungle, and Crash's desire to smash all the boxes was only interrupted by Aku Aku stopping them at another mask box. If you break another box with an image of me, Crash, I shall gain more of my power, which I spread out through many boxes throughout the nearby islands, and a few other places. If you break 3 in a row, I shall grant you a brief period of invulnerability. I normally wouldn't do this because one's body must be powerful if they wish to utilize the full power of this period. I'm not doing this for Harry because he is currently too physically weak to handle it now, but he'll be able to handle it eventually. Aku Aku monologued. Crash nodded and Harry did as well, both understanding it. Crash smashed the box, causing Aku Aku to turn his feathers from his green, red, and purple color scheme to a golden yellow color scheme, and yellow sparkles began to surround him. The trio continued before they reached the 3rd Aku Aku mask. Crash placed Harry on his back before he smashed the crate, and Aku Aku began to glow before he attached himself to Crash's face, causing him to jump high in the air from the influx of energy, but not letting go of Harry. He began running around very fast through the jungle, and when they reached a fork in the road, he went right. On the right path was a large pit and a metal box near the edge of the pit. Crash smacked into the box with his foot before crates began to appear, and form a bridge from that side to another. Crash began to run to the other side, with crates exploding as he ran along them. Just as he got to the other side of the pit, Aku Aku detached himself from Crash. The trio then went further, only to come across a much smaller pit, which Crash leaped over. They then noticed a white ethereal box, which had the numbers 47 out of 49 on its side.
What does that mean?
Harry muttered with curiosity in his eyes. It means there are 2 boxes left in the vicinity that Crash hasn't smashed, Aku Aku explained. Crash immediately turned around and went to the path they didn't go on, then came back 30 seconds later. When Crash returned, the ethereal box shattered to reveal a white diamond-cut gem.
Oh.
Aku Aku then explained the origins of the gems. These gems are objects of great power that, if used correctly, could be used to bring anarchy in the world. Me and Aku Aku hesitated here. Someone else sealed away these gems. It's been so long since I've thought about them, I can't even remember the exact amount of them. All I remember is that when you have certain gems in certain areas, then new paths will appear, he finished. The trio then continued their long trek once again, knowing it'd be a long few days. Yes, I finally finished this chapter. For those who care, I've been meaning to make this since Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy came out. I finally began work on it, and when I got all the Crash 1 trophies, and yes, that includes the Stormy Ascent trophies, and I finished it just after I got 105% on Crash Bandicoot Roar, and the non-percentage related trophies. Now all I have left to do is completely finish Cortex Strikes Back, then I've got 100% for the entire trilogy. Thanks for reading, and have a good day.
Whoa. Is that it?
That's it.
I'm glad there are happy endings when the author finished the Insane Trilogy.
He didn't though.
He explained it like he did.
I'm glad the author was very much into writing, like explaining the mechanics of the video game.
She's the best part.
I had a very condescending ancient spirit out of them.
Me and the other one made these.
He's building up to that.
Why was Harry 4 years old?
The description said something like, what will happen if Harry, in a Hogwarts without Harry, and then it said Harry x Nina shipping, so I was looking forward to that. But all we got was a tutorial level.
With 4-year-old Harry.
He was gonna grow up. So was Nina.
They all do eventually.
They all do eventually.
Eventually. Why so did you break that?
4 years of Harry age. Out of... How old does Harry get? 26.
It's called JK Rowling right now. How old is Harry?
I rate that 2 malnourished years out of 4.
That's a good one. Aku Aku says, how old is this boy, Crash? He says, I'm 4. He's like, you look 2 and weak and small, especially for your age.
Why are you here?
Go home.
Leave.
Why aren't you speaking with a London accent?
Your body can't handle the invulnerability period.
What's your name?
Bitch.
How big are you? How big can you be?
How tall are you? I must be taller.
I must be at least twice your height, and I'm only a mask. Okay. I'm going to begin with a couple of honorable mentions, one of which is a story in which the character... You know Bridge to Terabithia?
Yes.
Oh, this one.
Okay, well, spoilers for Bridge to Terabithia in case anyone wants to watch it, but I wouldn't recommend it. One of the main characters, who is a child, dies off screen, and it's very sad for no reason. And I'm sure there's a deeper meaning for that in the plot, but as far as I watched it when I was like 10, I was just like, oh, one of the characters died. Why? Anyways, this story on fanfiction.net is a tale in which after the one character dies, Crash Bandicoot enters the world, and the other character is happy because he has a new friend who is Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah, I saw that one.
Yeah, same.
It's just so baffling. I was like, there's a Bridge of Terabithia crossover.
Yeah.
This one's description is, Tiny and Coco have farting problem.
Oh, that's a classic.
2 words, coming soon, from 2016. And there is one comment which is, hold on, how do I open this? God. Well, the comment basically said, please, 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 please update.
Please!
No.
Such luck, it would seem. I'm trying to decide if I want to read the 2,000 word one or the 200 word one, since we're already an hour in.
Whichever one you think will give you more fun.
Can I make sure this one's a real story first? No, this isn't even a real story.
What does that mean?
I'll read the first sentence. Once upon a time, Jackie Chan was on Tinder hunting for treasure.
That sounds cool.
Tinder.
Okay, I'll read it. He wasn't having any luck. Jackie Chan was on the couch and Uncle and his friends Crash Bandicoot and Aku Aku were watching Neil Brain videos on YouTube.
This is so sick.
This is great.
Watching Neil Brain videos. Like clips from his movies.
Just clips.
Boogada boogada, shouted Aku Aku. Right? Shouted Uncle. Jackie, what's the matter? You look sad. I've been on Tinder looking for a very hot girlfriend, but I'm getting no matches. Jackie, let me tell you something about the good old days. We never had these fancy titty apps. I had no matches either, but I fucked bitches until I got herpes, Uncle explained. Yo, Uncle, I have a crazy idea. What if we took Lil Chan to see some titties? Crash Bandicoot shouted as he injected his steroids into his butt. Ah, yeah, baby, let's go see titties. Oh no, this isn't necessary. I just want to make a very hot girlfriend. I will see titties when we are ready. Uncle leaned over and whispered to Crash Bandicoot. He needs to see titties, Crash. Crash nodded in agreement.
I'm really happy Grandpa and Crash had this bond.
The gang of four walked out the door on a quest to find Jackie Chan some titties. They walked all night. The titties were never found.
No.
We've been a day and night, and we aren't finding any titties. Sorry, Jackie, Uncle said. It's okay. I will find titties another way. I will find titties through true love, Jackie told his pals. Jackie's Chan phone chirped. Could it be? Does Jackie Chan have a Tinder match? Find out in the next episode of Bandicoot Adventures. And as far as I can tell, it's the end. I'll go to the author.
Comment, update,
Please update.
It looks like this person deleted their stories. Oh wait, they have 5 stories. Never mind. I'm just horribly unfamiliar with this app, even after having used it for literally years.
I'm just dying inside because fucking I thought for a second this was their opus that they left undeleted.
This is the one. Jackie Chan and Crash Bandicoot go to see titties. I want to know who he matched with. It's eating me up inside.
Same.
You will never know. What would you rate the story?
I rated.
1 titty out of 2.
Yeah.
I rated Aku Aku watching Neil Breen videos and making noises.
Rated a beta Jackie Chan out of 10.
2 boogada boogadas out of Neil Breen.
What if Neil Breen collected 3 Aku Aku boxes?
You make a movie where he's like, you don't understand. I have 3 Aku Aku boxes.
He would run in
I'm
place,
invincible.
he'd run in place to get green screen closer.
He green screen across the Crash Bandicoot 1 levels.
Oh no.
That'd be a really good freaking Sony Vegas
That would
edit.
God, if the Neil Breen green screens are out there.
I'm done with my stupid Shake It parody.
Oh,
That fucking clip I sent forever ago.
well,
That was it. I'm glad I read that story. It was at least more interesting than my other one. I mean, my other one was fine, but it's not often you get to read a Jackie Chan x Crash Bandicoot crossover.
Jackie Chan Adventures is an untapped gold mine of nothing but potential.
It really is, to say the least.
See how many stories there are for Jackie Chan Adventures.
Probably like 20. I'm gonna say 20. Steven?
38.
3. Oh wait, no, there are 2. 763.
760.
There are 2 categories, both called Jackie Chan Adventures, but one has 763.
Thank God. Jackie Chan is free.
I was about to
However,
say, there's more.
I don't know if that was crossovers. Let me check that again. Read crossover. A to Z. 195 crossovers.
Ooh,
Pretty good.
Interesting.
The most crossovers are with American Dragon, Jake Long, and then Naruto.
That's believable.
Whoa. Fruits Basket.
Ooh, this is interesting for future development.
Loud House.
Hell yeah.
Soul Eater.
This just reminds me of when you wrote that damn Halloween one last year with fucking the ghostly trio in the Naruto village. You kept calling Stinky Lanky. And the laundry list of fucking whatever it was, the damn dum pops that he put back.
Describing all the trash in Aruka's house individually. It's like pizza boxes, dum wrappers, empty soda cans, ramen boxes.
Dum wrapper that he had put back because he did not like the flavor. But then why did he buy the multi-flavor knowing he wouldn't like it?
Why would you buy the multi-flavor pack if you don't like all the flavors? What's wrong with you?
I'm glad you brought that up.
Yours.
Blue with the burritory. Tune in next time for our very scary Argentary Halloween special.
Whoa. Last year's Halloween episode was very good. I can't wait.
Yours.
Good night. We'll see you on the spook night.
10 o'clock p.m. It's the perfect time for a bowl of my Boo Breed cereal with giant monster mellows.
Are you gonna have that picture ready to put in the video?
Yeah, probably.
Better.
Fruit flavored marshmallows.
It's cool, he's drawing his character as a Yummy Mummy.
Whoa.
Oh, if it isn't, Virgil's cereal. What? Tell us about your cereal.
I'm trying to think if I have any cereals that I like that are like fruity.
I think you're Count Chocula.
Okay, that's fine. Count
Count
Chocula looks a lot like Foxy though, and I don't like that very much.
I think it's the other way around.
No. Oda originally came up with the concept for Foxy, and then the General Mills or whoever said, "Hey, that's pretty good."
I don't want to think about Count Chocula being the Americanized Foxy.
Why not?
It's upsetting to me.
It is eerily close.
Oh my god.
And I'm a tasty bowl of G. Poolberry.
I'll have to Photoshop a Foxy Count Chocula for my profile picture. Count Foxula.
That'll look so cool. Do it while you're on the clock tomorrow.
I'll have to. My computer's at work.
Yes. Okay. Good night. See you next time. Spooktacular. Tell your friends. It's gonna be so hype. We write our own stories. It's awesome.
Remember, Boo Breed Berry has fruit flavored marshmallows.
Blueberry Berry gives you a fat ass.
I love fat asses.
You want to tell us about your favorite fat ass?
There's too many, man.
Do you like that picture with
I'll give you. Blue Breed's top 10 fattest asses. Number 10.
Oh god.
This is the definitive list. Make it count.
There's a lot.
This is your career's lineup.
Fattest asses. Let's see here. Wilhelmina is on there. I'll put her number 10.
Number 9.
Number 9. Goddamn. Goddamn. I need to consult something.
Okay, bye.
Yeah.
You let your fans down for the last time.
There's so many butts in the world.
Elias, say something.